thing is not just those, but faith. What stops us is lack of faith. Hebrews 11, the text before this one we've just read, speaks about that. And we know that without faith, it's impossible to please God. And when I read faith, when I read about faith, it's not this hanging on and holding on. It's actually active obedience. It's doing stuff. It's action. It uses words like faith understands in verse 3 of Hebrews 11. Faith offers in verse 4. Faith builds. We see that in verse 7 with Noah building the ark. Faith obeys Abraham, verse 8, going where he didn't know where he was supposed to go, but he went anyway in absolute. Faith enables, verse 11. It says, by faith Abraham, even though he was past age and Sarah herself was barren, was enabled to become a father. Why? Because he trusted God and he activated in faith what God. Faith longs for a future that God is. A forward-looking grace. Faith blesses. By faith, in verse 20 of Hebrews 11, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau in regard to their future. And whenever you read about faith in Scripture, or certainly in the New Testament, you see fruit, but it's always future focused. And friends, so for me, the challenge is in faith. We need faith. Familiarity, yes, but faith. And we need to keep on moving into the things God has for us in this season. Faith worships. So stay full of faith. Thirdly, another thing hindering is focus. I just stated the obvious. We get so busy. We've got to learn to live in this world and operate and minister to this world without getting distracted. We can't eliminate distraction. We just got to stick to know what it is God's got. Even as a team, I'm just being straight up with you guys. I think at times we get so busy with the wrong things because we're listening to people rather than listening to God. And so just keep coming back to this thing of being focused. Keeping the main thing. Live with distractions without becoming distracted. Finances is another thing that would hinder us in this race going forward. I think we've all been hit a bit financially with all that's happened, but we can't allow the finances we carry to determine what it is God's called us to. Yes, bring what we've got, trust God, but God's call to us is way bigger than what we can come up with. And so don't let finances in this season hold us back. Let's trust God. Let's see what God can do, not what we can do. It's not up to God. It's up to us bringing ours to connect with what God's doing in order for God to do it. But please, friends, let's make decisions based on the future, not on the financial things that we carry right now. And factions is another thing that messes up our race looking forward, the future. Factions where we begin to divide against each other and so on. Let's not have that. Let's deal with our issues. Let's work together, celebrate, united in purpose, but diverse in gift and grace. All right, we need to work with all kinds of people. That's God's way, and we see that in Scripture.